Well, hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Wild Your Garden. And in this video I have returned to Worcestershire, where I am visiting a garden I created 4 years ago, and that includes this wildlife pond, which we'll come onto in a moment, and also the wildflower meadow that stretches away behind me, where I am about to do a hay cut. It's early September, and yes, do check out the video that I have done on when the best time is to cut a wildflower meadow, and also a time lapse that I've done of this meadow itself, so being cut of course. However, in today's video we're looking at the pond and how well that's done and what sort of things are still thriving 4 years on. Now, I am absolutely chuffed with how this pond is doing. I mean, look at that. That's how you want a pond to look. If I was to put a picture of a pond in say, you know, Wild Your Garden, the book, this would be the picture. I mean, it's just perfect. It's absolutely teeming with life. It's full of fringed water lily, which you can see on the surface, which actually down here is just about flowering. I'll see if I can show you a shot of that. So we've got some fringed water lily flowering. That is a native water lily to the UK. We've also got a native white water lily, which I'll put a clip in now, which is at the back there, which is flowering, which is looking absolutely beautiful. This Care Executiformis, lesser pond sedge, doing really well at providing a block of cover for anything that wants to drop in, woodcock, snipe, anything like that. You know, if you're out in the countryside, you can expect to find birds like that out of a pond. And if you haven't already, check out my other recent video on a pond that I visited in Gloucestershire after 4 years. A bit different setup to this, a bit more kind of open field pond as to what turned up there and how that's doing, so check that out as well. But yes, this Care X is doing very, very well. We've also got lots of flowers still about, even for early September. There's lots still in flower. We've got a bit of hemp agrimony there, you can just see. I'll come around this side actually. Lots of devil's bit scabious. I've just tried to get a shot of a bee on it, but it flew off of course. But this devil's bit scabious looking fantastic, and there is another video on the channel as well of devil's bit scabious that I filmed recently on a trip to Scotland. And I've just noticed this St John's wort that has now gone over. There's a little shield bug, I don't know if you can see that, just on the top of that piece there. Shield bugs, or stink bugs as some people know them, because they give off a bit of an odour if they don't take a fancy to you. But yeah, everything doing really well. We've got some purple loosestrife here of course, quintessential wildflower. You cannot do a pond without some purple loosestrife. If you're looking to do a pond, by the way, then do check out the wildyourgarden.com website, where of course we are supplying all the fleece liner and all the wildflowers you can see here on the website in seed, plug and 9cm potted form. Just check for availability on those. And also, if you are looking to make your own pond, check out the 3-part how to make a wildlife pond video series that I did, which has yeah, had an amazing response, and so many people getting in touch saying that they've made a pond because of it. So quite a humbling feeling really. I get people all over the world contacting me and saying, yeah, I've done a pond because of your methods in Canada, Australia, America, you know, India, all over the place. So I'm absolutely chuffed to bits. Thank you for anyone watching this who has created a pond for wildlife. You all deserve a medal. When I invent one, I'll ship one out to you. Anyway, you can see at the back there's that white water lily doing really well and establishing, and you can see in the centre he's absolutely chock-a-block with oxygenating plant. It looks absolutely stunning, and of course that, by having that water surface coverage, what do you notice? Not a speck of blanket weed, and that's all down to having water surface coverage. And the more you have, the cooler the pond temperature stays, which means I mean, blanket weed loves warm conditions, so yeah, the cooler you can keep a pond, the better. So the deeper you can get it, the better, and obviously the bigger the better. It really does pay when it comes to ponds. Now if I stand back a little bit, you can see I did a deck there on the other end, which obviously is a nice little perch for the clients to just sit and enjoy this fantastic water body. I myself, when it was installed, have dabbled my toes off that pond, I'm not afraid to say, off that deck into the pond. Really good. And also, because we had a bit of a difference in terms of height levels on this one of the ground levels, down this area where the deck is a bit lower, you can see we put in this fantastic dry stone wall at the back to retain the back of the pond, which no doubt will be a really good hibernaculum. That was the reason we put it in, was to encourage newts, frogs, toads, you know, to use that. Of course, over winter when they hibernate, they will use log stacks, rock piles, you know, dry stone walls like that. So where you can, get some log piles and stone piles around the garden. They really do provide a lot of habitat for overwintering creatures. So yeah, in the margins of the pond, if we come back to the plants, you can see there's loads of knapweed here. Lesser knapweed, black knapweed, common knapweed, the 3 different names for it. That's obviously, you know, sort of encroached from the meadow sowing, which is fantastic. What else have we got? We've got lots of bird's foot trefoil that's kind of come up towards the edge. Over there we've got some lesser reed mace, which I like in a bigger pond. A greater reed mace can be a bit of a problem, but it's only usually if you are out in the countryside, because it's very well spread by airborne seeds, of course. But I love these lesser bulrush or lesser reed mace. They are fantastic, and it just looks like a pond should. I mean, you wouldn't think this was 4 years old, but it's absolutely natural. You can't see a speck of liner, there's no degradation from UV rays, so this is the best way to make a wildlife pond, I guarantee you. So yes, in general things are doing fantastically. I mean, there's 1 or 2 things you might say, oh, you don't want that next to a pond, but I'll show you. For example, we've got some willow herb here. There's lots of types of willow herb. Generally speaking, there's rose bay and greater willow herb, which are sometimes larval food plants for the elephant hawk moth. This one isn't. People kind of see it as a bit of a pernicious weed around pond edges, but you know, it does still provide a lot of habitat. A lot of insects use these willow herbs as a bit of nectar. If they get in too much, you can just pull a few out. I'm sure 1 or 2 will come back. But that's doing really well. The water mint as well, because it was quite poor subsoil here. It was almost like sand. We've had to, we've put some around the edge of this sort of bay here, and the water mint isn't doing its usual rampant exploration of the rest of the pond. It's staying as quite a nice little compact group, which is really good, because water mint can be a bit of a beast, but looking lovely this time of year. Very good, very attractive for so many insects. Water mint, for, you know, butterflies, moths, bees, hoverflies. Really good one. What else have we got? I've got dragonfly perch over there, which has got a little bit sunken by the, or a little bit swamped, should I say, by some of the vegetation. But that's fine. We've got a nice patch of water avens over the back there, which is doing really well. Yeah, we've got loads and loads of stuff. There's hardrush, there's water plantain that's gone over in the edge, and generally speaking, everything is there that I planted. We have got some marigolds, marsh marigold, right over the back as well, which they were obviously looking fantastic back in April. I did see some pictures. So but even now, of course, it looks a little bit like everything's going over, which it is. It is September after all, but absolutely still providing a wealth of habitat for everything, and it's just absolutely teeming with pond snails as well. They're just everywhere in this pond, and also water boatmen, pond skaters, the usuals. You know, they are really enjoying it. I had a grey wagtail fly over as well. Looked like it wanted to come down, but then saw me and zipped off in the other direction. So no doubt, no end of birds, things using this as well for bathing, drinking. Mammals such as hedgehogs. Of course, all the sides are shallow, so it's easy access for things to get in and out. So yes, thank you very much for watching, guys. I really hope you've enjoyed the video and it's given you some inspiration to create one of these amazing habitats in your own garden. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll be sure to bring you many more videos on all the ways in which you can help wildlife in videos to come. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.